Black History, presented by the Church Without Walls.
Hello, and thanks for watching CW39 Houston Special, honoring Black History. I'm your host, Sharon Melton. We embark on a journey across H-Town and beyond to hear from change makers and champions rooting for the greater good in their communities. We begin with the challenge to keep a piece of Houston Black history alive. We're talking about the iconic SHAPE Community Center. It served as a community resource for decades. Now there are efforts to rebuild after that building suffered significant damage from a fire. CW39 reporter Kara Willis takes us inside 3rd Ward and shows us the challenges in progress and the impact of why it's so vital to restore the facility.
I was in disbelief. I actually stayed in disbelief for a long time, even after a few days. It wasn't until the contractor said that they had to gut it to the studs that it just really hit me that this will all be gone. The walls, all of the sheetrock, the flooring, the ceiling, we're completely starting over. The SHAPE is a cultural center. It's a community center. It's a part of people's everyday lives. It's a place where people come to get education. It's a place where people just come to get nourishment for their soul. It's a lot of things to a lot of people. Well, SHAPE has always been a place where people have been able to come to work on social justice issues, to make the community better, make their families better. We have youth programs. We have programs for elders. It was built by the community to address the issues of the community. I wasn't here when it happened. I got called and came shortly after while the firemen were still doing their work and pulling everything out of the building. It was a shock because we were all, as a staff, online talking and preparing for the winter weather, the freeze. And then a few minutes later, I get a call, I think it's still about the weather, and I'm told that there's a fire at SHAPE. I was in disbelief. The outside of the building is fine. They're going to help us to get the most precious items and artifacts to try to restore those things that are valuable beyond monetary valuable. Some of the programs that are still going on, like our Pan-African Cultural Festival, we're in our 48th, 49th year of having them. We do it right here in this park. We have artists from Houston in all stages of their careers. So we get a chance to meet with a lot of people who are working on building their lives. The Freedom Tour, which is something we do with the children every summer. They go through the Deep South, visiting the civil rights movement monuments and learning about all of these moments that have been so important to civil rights. The saddest part for all of us is we had a parent who had to keep her children out of school for a while because she no longer had aftercare, and that's devastating. We're working on it and doing everything we can to get licensed there so we can open it back up. SHAPE is a cultural center again, and you see the murals outside, and we always have innovative young artists coming through to share their art. It's a space where they can get exposure as well as share history. It's a celebration of legacy, and that's for SHAPE an everyday thing. It's not just a February thing, and that's why so many of the people who visit SHAPE and who participate in our programming, that's why they come, because they have Black history every day. They have cultural enrichment every day. SHAPE is the heart of 3rd Ward, and so it's so much more than just a building. We want SHAPE to be here another 55 years and beyond.
A great way to celebrate Black History Month is going to the Buffalo Soldiers National Museum right here in Houston. CW39 reporter Seth Kovar got a tour of their newest exhibit that celebrates some of the Black soldiers who served in World Wars I and II.
This right here is our newest exhibition.
A tribute to the 92nd Division.
Formed after our country entered World War I, when the military was segregated, the group of all-black soldiers isn't as well known as others.
In the case of World War II and black military units, the more prominent ones are the Tuskegee Airmen or the 71st Tank Battalion, but there were a lot of people that were from Texas that served in both the 92nd Division and the 93rd Division in World War I and World War II.
Which is why having the exhibit here in Texas can unlock family secrets dating back generations.
When people come visit these exhibitions, they're like, oh wow, I didn't know that my great-grandfather's unit went through this, or my great-uncle's unit has done these amazing things, or that they went through these trials and tribulations. So there is a lot of them. There is sometimes where people get emotional.
Emotions, education, and even entertainment, all on display at the Buffalo Soldiers National Museum.
When they visit the museum, they're gonna learn about the history of black soldiers in the United States military and how that history still impacts us today.
The 92nd Division exhibit itself will be history this summer. The whole museum will close for 6 months for a complete overhaul.
Pretty much everything that's on display is going to be changed. We're going to have the exhibitions updated. The narrative that we have is going to be more expansive to cover like more lesser known units that are in both U.S. military history as well as black military history.
Just before closing for renovations, a well-known holiday will be celebrated at the museum.
We're going to have a program that's going to talk about the history of Juneteenth, as well as the connection that black soldiers who served in the Civil War have to Juneteenth, as well as the state of Texas.
Museum goers connect with the history on display here. Some of it painful, some of it joyous, all of it important.
People that come check out this institution can have a better understanding of not only the role that black soldiers have played in American history, but also how their service still impacts us, be it either economically or culturally or even socially.
Up next, the history of the Buffalo Soldiers extends far beyond Texas. From the shores of Galveston to the valleys of Yosemite National Park, we take a closer look at the critical role Buffalo Soldiers played across this country. But how many people actually know their story? Plus, don't stop the music. Tune into the history of the vinyl record and how black musicians made their mark in the industry.
Houston's #1 spot for hit music and the Rule and Ryan Show is 104.1 KRBE.
The experience is everywhere you are. No radio required.
Hey, it's Rule and Ryan from the Rule and Ryan Show.
Hi, and guess what? You can listen to us on the go, wherever you are, at work, on the run. Just get your phone out, download the free KRBE app. You can also listen to us on the iHeartRadio app or the TuneIn app.
And you can tell your smart speaker, hey, Alexa, play KRBE.
It's that easy. Stay with KRBE all day.
What kind of future do you want? I want to help you achieve things you haven't even considered or even possibilities.
Settle up, partner.
Failure is not an option. Anyone? Just a second, Bradley. Anyone?
One day, I will prove myself worthy.
You could prove yourself now.
Life's got a way of showing you what your next move's gonna be, as long as you're open to seeing it.
On this field, winners are born.
Hold on to your butts.
I know who did it.
I know why.
My thing's bigger.
Shut up. No, it isn't.
We just need one little thing.
I'm afraid to ask, but what's that?
Here goes nothing.
Sensational.
You have such a heart for people. Get your game on.
Welcome to Scrabble.
Whatever the next move is, we'll have an impact together.
There's always something new out there.
Thanks for coming after me.
We look forward to our very bright future.
Honoring Black History, presented by the Church Without Walls.
Welcome back, everyone. We dive deeper into the roles the Buffalo Soldiers played in protecting vast stretches of land in the U.S., dating back to the early 19th and 20th centuries, too. Reporter Sydney Charles goes on a journey of black history all the way to Yosemite National Park.
Every time you walk out in Yosemite, you're going to see something you've never seen before. You're going to hear something you've never heard before, and you're going to feel something you've never felt before.
The year is 1903 in Yosemite National Park, and this is Sergeant Elijah Yancey.
That quiet right now, that sound of the river right there, all that is part of something that's bigger than you, it's bigger than me, it's part of something that's sacred. It's spirit.
Yancey is fierce, tenacious, and brave, better known as a Buffalo Soldier, a moniker some say was given to him and his brothers on the battlefield by Native Americans because their hair resembled a buffalo's coat, while some historians say the name symbolized respect for the soldiers' courage and bravery.
I was volunteered for this duty. I'm a sergeant with Troop K, 9th Regiment of Cavalry.
They are considered the first all-black professional Army soldiers in the United States. They were also trailblazers in establishing some of America's first national parks.
It's more than just military history. It's human history, and it's African American history or African history on this new template of national parks.
Yosemite Park Ranger Shelton Johnson highlights the soldiers' responsibilities, which included patrolling the backcountry and protecting the park.
They were providing a presence of law and order in which was essentially a lawless area. And the duties that rangers do today, to a great degree, are modified and or influenced by what the soldiers were doing at that time.
This ranger also shares one of their most notable achievements in Yosemite.
African-American soldiers built what's considered to be the first museum and what would become the national park system. It was an arboretum, just a trail on the South Fork of the Merced.
Their work transcends time. And if you look closely, you can find pieces of the Buffalo Soldier history everywhere.
I knew innately, first glance, that this was the most significant history for African Americans with regard to America's Best Idea in the entire breadth of the national park system, because it's the only story of African Americans serving as de facto park rangers in the second and third oldest national parks in the United States. That's a huge story.
What the soldiers accomplished in the face of racism and discrimination as our nation's first park rangers is part of their legacy that continues to thrive today.
So when I meet African Americans who are saying, oh, national parks, that's not a black thing. That's just not something that we do. And then I say to them that 100 years ago, during the height of Jim Crow, people who looked like you and me were protecting Yosemite National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, one of the wonders of the world. They were protecting Sequoia National Park, which has the largest tree on Earth. That was their responsibility. If we can do all of that, there's no shame in that. There's pride in that.
Dating back to the 1940s, vinyl records were introduced, creating a unique way of listening to music. We fast forward to 2025. The smooth circular disc is still making its mark in Black-owned businesses, homes, and communities. Alicia Kennedy actually takes us on a musical journey through what started online to a downtown Houston record shop, Good Stuff Records.
I feel like the shirt gives the vibe.
Do you have a favorite record?
That's not a fair question. So what's been amazing is being part of this vinyl renaissance. So if you look at the stats, they say vinyl records have been coming back as far as sales are concerned for over 15 years. There's about 3% represented of independent Black-owned record stores here in the United States. And so when you have a place in the community that people can come and, learn about music and that history and tie it all together, because music has represented activism, it has represented, kind of healing. It has represented joy, whether that's gospel music in the church, that's hip hop music where people are talking about struggle and challenges, R&B where we're talking about love, jazz where you get this experimentation with instruments that you maybe wouldn't have thought about between a saxophone and a piano and a trumpet. those sorts of artistic expressions really just represent so much about the human experience, and particularly in the Black community, where we've been able to tie together different generations by sharing that sort of music as well. I had records when I was a kid. I still have a couple of those. My grandma had some, so I'd be at the house listening to those. And just some records that I had from my grandma who had passed away that were still at my mom's house. But I have very distinct memories of cleaning my room, listening to Michael Jackson's Thriller. I still have that copy. It is super scratched and really kind of unplayable, so I have it for nostalgia purposes. But I mean, just then, so just enough to kind of learn about, vinyl records, and then of course cassette tapes and CDs, and then all the way back to vinyl feels very full circle. And I have those records from my grandmother that were, just kind of some older classic records. I listen to all genres of music. A lot of people do. Rock music is going to be Betty Davis. We're going to talk about, reggae music is going to be Jimmy Cliff or Bob Marley. This might be a little controversial, but disco is one of my favorite genres because it's just so joyful. It was so celebratory. A lot was happening in the time where disco became popular, and that people could kind of take that and say, let's make something that gets people up and dancing and moving. For me, it's definitely about disco. So when I think about that, I'm thinking about Donna Summer. I could listen to really her Bad Girls album, just something about that music that will always put me in a good mood. Black music, as far as culture here in the United States and the influence that it has had, is just kind of beyond what we maybe would have originally thought, right? Rhythm and blues, hip hop in particular, jazz, just they're stalwarts in the Black community that are known internationally. It's not just for the Black community, it's for everybody to understand how we all can contribute to maybe make the world better, a little happier, add a little joy. So one of those things for me personally was starting the Black History Month Vinyl Challenge, which I do on social media. And so the focus there is saying there are Black artists that we want to continue to highlight and support. So the challenge goes throughout the month, and every day there is a prompt that encourages people to post a vinyl record based on that post. And I've had people from all over the world join in. This is the third year that I've done it, but really it's just to continue to highlight, because same thing with physical media. A lot of these artists, and as we know, music, as far as physical release, was on vinyl.
All right, thank you so much, Kara. Well, coming up, a Black-owned Houston bookstore is turning the page on literacy. Meet the couple who had a vision to keep Black history alive by supporting Black authors and making their publications more accessible.
Visit the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum in Kansas City's historic 18th and Vine District. Explore interactive exhibits, artifacts, and life-size statues of legends like Satchel Paige and Buck O'Neil, some of the greatest athletes to play the game. Learn how the Negro Leagues shaped baseball and Black history touches home, honoring Black history through stories and experiences that inspire and connect us all.
This moment honoring Black history is presented by the Church Without Walls.
News Nation's The Hill Sunday with Chris Starwalt.
We in the news business have to be held to a higher standard when it comes to honesty, when it comes to accuracy, when it comes to fairness.
Political coverage Americans can trust.
That's something that I can bring. I am trying to be a good representative of the audience that has given me this public trust.
The Hill Sunday with Chris Starwalt.
Sunday at 10 on CW 39 Houston.
One day my life will be a setting sun. I'll fly away up to the great beyond. Never forget the battles already won. Hallelujah, 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 amen.
Welcome to Wow Women of Wrestling. A lot of fire, a lot of passion, oh my, a lot of fun. It's a battle you're not gonna want to miss.
Wow Women of Wrestling Wrestling, Saturday at 11 on CW39 Houston. Houston's iconic El Dorado Ballroom. A special tribute to the rich Black history from this Third Ward pillar and renowned venue.
We're going to take you inside. If these walls could talk.
Historic El Dorado Ballroom, a Houston treasure. Sunday at 8 on CW39. Honoring Black History, presented by the Church Without Walls.
And welcome back, everyone. You may have heard the saying, knowledge is power, and reading is fundamental. We introduce you to a Houston couple who's empowering their community through literacy and using their bookstore as a resource when it comes to Black history. Let's take you to Class Bookstore in Third Ward.
We've talked about communities not having access to things, but we don't talk about literacy deserts or knowledge deserts. And so there weren't any bookstores that were in Third Ward operating at the time that we opened up. And so it was like really awesome to be able to be a part of the resurgence of, you know, meeting this knowledge desert and saying, we're right here by Yates, we're right here by TSU, we're right here by the CUNY homes, and we want to be a place where knowledge thrives, where folks can have access to books in an affordable manner. And so, yeah, to be next to an HBCU, absolutely a dream.
We read an article online that talked about the plight and death of the Black-owned bookstore in America. And at that time, there were about only 39 Black-owned bookstores in the entire United States. And that number was plummeting. And so we looked at each other and were like, hey, like, this is something we need to resist.
And then about September 2022, we were approached with the opportunity to open our physical location, which is where we are today. And a friend of ours gave us that opportunity and helped us as a small business and said, we're gonna make rent affordable for you guys to move in because we think what you do is important. So we've been here since December 2022, rocking and rolling.
I started reading very early. I was raised by my mom and my great aunt and my great uncle. When my mom would go to work, they would read with me. So we had our collection of Funk and Wagner's encyclopedias, but they had this beautiful children's Bible that they bought for me. And so I was just like, wow. So to put my family's instillment of knowledge in me came together and just sort of sent me off on this journey.
Mine is a lot different. I was a late reader, and actually my mom was really nervous because I liked being read to and I liked stories, but what I would do is I would listen to my mom tell the story and then I would memorize it and I would be like, I'm reading. And then we got to first grade and my first grade teacher was like, yeah, she don't know how to read. We are concerned. And so my mom was really nervous. In second grade, I had to go into special education because I was not reading on level. Teachers worked really hard to get me up to it. And then after that, I was off to the races. And it was like, while I always had a fondness for books, I was a late reader and it was a struggle for me. But once people put books in my hand that I liked and I was reading about topics that I enjoyed, then I just could not be stopped.
We are champions for truth. So while the majority of our books are written by Black people and people of color, we do recognize that there are also truth tellers who are not Black.
First off, Black history is American history, which is why we're not just open in February, we're open all 12 months because it's important, not only in February, but throughout the year. And so what we want to do is be a place where folks can, as David said, seek truth, learn about history that might not be so readily available in other places, and really just be proud of the accomplishments of Black Americans. The Black-owned bookstore is coming back in Houston. We can always use more. There's more than enough room for many bookstores in the city. But we are excited that we're a part of a resurgence of Black literacy in the city. Class Bookstore exists far beyond the walls of this building because we are of the community. We are here because of the community, and it's only our desire to be in the community working. And so our friends at Shape constantly partnering with them. Our friends at IMBA, we've got poetry nights. We've got children's story times, bilingual story times, all kinds of things going on, and just kind of always trying to engage with the community because we exist because of y'all. And I think for us as Class Bookstore, it's a joy and a privilege to be able to continue to add to that history. We stand on the shoulders of our ancestors who built this country and worked so hard. And so it's just our job and our responsibility to make them proud.
Welcome to the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
This Saturday, let's go race. The new season rolls on.
Heck yeah, boys!
The action is live and loud from Atlanta.
These guys are relentless.
As Sam Mayer, Austin Hill, and the rest of the field
Let's go!
look to gain momentum in an early season showdown. The NASCAR Xfinity Series. This Saturday at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific on the CW.
He's not an ordinary dad.
What's up, sweat hog?
He's a super dad of comedy, Phil.
What?
Catch Phil on Modern Family, weeknights starting at 11 on CW 39 Houston. Get epic discounts up to 75% off. From electronics to home decor to everything in between. It's a new deal every week. Just scan the QR code or head to CW39.com and click on Marketplace to start saving money now. Reality of Wrestling, showcasing the best of Texas. Watch an incredible night of action. Reality of Wrestling, Saturday at 10 on CW 39 Houston.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
Your SaberCats hit the road against Rugby LA.
It doesn't get any better than rugby on a Sunday.
Only one place to watch the action, CW 39 Houston. SaberCats versus Rugby LA, Sunday at 5 on CW 39. Honoring Black History, presented by the Church Without Walls.
Thank you so much for joining us for our incredible Honoring Black History special. We appreciate it. And I wanted to bring in, of course, Kara Willis. She did a lot of the stories for us. And what was it like just being out in the community and being able to share all of these great stories in Black history and Black culture?
It was incredible to see how so many people right here in our community are doing Black History Month the right way, and that's educating the community through, we talked about music, the beauty of vinyl. We had a Black-owned bookstore right in the heart of 3rd Ward, which is incredible, right next to TSU, to be exact. And then also, you know, the Shape Community Center, you know, it received so much damage, but there's so many people that still love it. They are still embracing the culture there and can't wait for it to get back up and running again.
And I'm glad you shared that all those different areas of the culture that are still being celebrated, and you mentioned about the Shape Community Center, people are coming left and right to help out, and they need to, because this is not just, as we always say, it's not just about Black history, it's all of our history, and it needs to be shared.
And that's what Houston is all about. That's what we do. And Black History Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, you know, that's what we do. We stick up for each other.
Very much so. And Kara, great job on all those stories. And remember, you can always go to our website, CW39.com. We have even more Black history stories that you can check out all month long and all year long, too. So check out CW39.com. For Kara Willis and myself, Sharon Melton, thank you so much for being with us for our Black History Special.